Morning Star Astrology. I hope you're all doing well today. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing this moment with me and coming to another one of my videos. Today I have your weekly forecast for the week of August 31st through September 6th. And there's a lot to talk about this week, so let's jump right into it. Okay, this is one of those weeks where astrologically there is something every single day. So Monday, we get a little bit of a breather, nothing too major going on. But then on Tuesday, we're hit right away with our full moon in Pisces. And as with all full moons, the moon is exactly opposite from the sun. So we have our sun in Virgo, who is very analytical and precise and detail-oriented. The full moon in Pisces is very dreamy, not so much caught up in the details as much in the big picture. And so there's this kind of push and pull of like, where should I look at the fine details and where should I see the grander scheme of things? When do I need to actually take my attention back down to the present moment and focus on responsibilities? And when do I need to let myself dream a little bit more and just kind of explore my imagination? So Tuesday is a great day, like any other full moon, to celebrate with other people, to reap the benefits of the harvest. If you set intentions with the last new moon, then this is your chance to kind of celebrate what has happened because of those intentions. It's also time to release, but releasing will come in a day or two. The actual day of the full moon is the day to celebrate and harvest, and then you kind of hunker down when the moon starts to wane again. Also, because this is a full moon in a water sign, this is a good day to do some art, to kind of get into your imagination a little bit. Mercury is still in Virgo right now if you want to write, and especially poetry I think is really a great way to tie together the Mercury like in Virgo side with the imaginative and creative and limitless or like lacking of boundaries type of energy of the full moon in Pisces. So if you want to write some poetry, paint, draw, get outside, connect to a body of water, just kind of see what's in your mind, as like woo as that sounds. Also on Tuesday we have Mercury trining Pluto, and I've been talking about this transit a lot because Mercury moves really fast and Mercury's been hitting all of the planets in Capricorn. And while Pluto is a challenging planet at any time, if you want to use the power of Pluto in your mercurial activities, so writing, reading, thinking, learning, communicating, etc., this is the time to do it because Mercury will be moving into Libra soon, and then Mercury is going to square Pluto, and then those energies won't work as well together. So for this Tuesday, September 1st, if you do want to work with the destructive and rebirthing power of Pluto with Mercury, your communication, this is the day to do so. Break down old ideas and make space for new ones to come in. Also with these two energies together, the Mercury trine Pluto and the full moon in Pisces, this is a really good day to kind of figure out what needs to be released, what ideas or like notions that you hold that are not actually serving you any longer. And I kind of hate that I just said like release what's not serving you, because that's such an overused and overgeneralized phrase. But critically look at your life and kind of think like, is this idea or habit or belief system working for me? And if not, the combination of the full moon and Mercury interacting with Pluto means that this is a good day to release and let that go. Speaking of changing things up, on Wednesday, September 2nd, we have the sun making a trine to Uranus. The sun is in Virgo, Uranus is in Taurus, and this is a very revolutionary type of day. And of course, the sun relates to our ego, our sense of self, and when the sun trines Uranus, that invites us to change up the way we express ourselves, beliefs that we hold about ourselves, and anything that we don't like, we can change. This is kind of also time to level up. So like if you've been wanting to start a new habit, a new fitness routine, a new journaling ritual, this is the time to do it and kind of level up your life in a way. Then on Thursday, the 3rd of September, we have Mercury making a trine to Saturn. So Mercury's been hitting all of the planets in Capricorn, and Saturn is the last of those three. So when Mercury makes a trine to Saturn, Saturn is all about limitations and kind of scaling back and putting restrictions into place. And although that would normally seem contrary to the curious side of Mercury, I think that on this day, you may feel restrained in some way. Like you might feel like structures or other people or the limitations of your job or your school may be putting certain limits on you that prevent you from fully expressing yourself. However, this could be a good day to kind of scale back and figure out where you may be overextending yourself and where you need to kind of cut back. At this point, the moon will be waning, and when the moon is waning, this is not the time to like go bigger and get more things on your plate. This is the time to kind of prune a little bit and figure out where you can kind of cut. I'm looking at all my plants right now, so I'm thinking of plant imagery, but like kind of prune back some of the leaves of where you might be doing too much, because obviously you don't want to wear yourself down. And Mercury is very curious. Mercury loves to change things up and do lots of different things and stay mentally stimulated. And so with Saturn involved in this, Saturn is kind of reminding Mercury, it's okay to be curious, but don't actually commit to things that you can't follow through on. On Friday, September 4th, Venus is going to square Mars. So Venus is currently in Cancer, not for long, but Venus is in Cancer and Mars is in Aries. So this is kind of the traditional dichotomy of masculine versus feminine, aggressive versus harmonious, like selfishly going for what you want versus diplomatically working through things in a way that is just. These two planets are very famous for their like kind of contrarian natures, you know, like women are from Venus, men are from Mars, whatever. The state definitely has a push and pull of like, where do I compromise and where do I like insert my needs and what's important to me and my values. My mom tells me this story from my childhood a lot. I used to want to play games that I wanted to play, even if it meant that I had to play alone. And I came home crying from school and I was like, I want to play this game and everyone else wants to play this game. She always said, is it more important to you that you're playing the game you want to play or that you're playing with other people? And I think that that story is this day summed up. On this day, you're gonna have to make some choices. Do I want to do what feels right for me, what I want to do, what's interesting to me, even if it means I do it on my own or it may potentially hurt some feelings? Or do I go with the more Venusian, like, I'll play with you, it's not really what I want to play, but like at least I'm with other people. Yeah, so this day is really just, do I want to do what I want to do or do I want to do something with other people? Today is definitely a balancing act and figuring out what's more important to you. This isn't a super long-lasting transit, so this doesn't have to be a long-term decision that you have to make. It's more just so like on this day, is it more important to you that like you and your friends do a specific activity together or that you're just with your friends? All right, and then on Saturday, we have Mercury moving into Libra. And I'm gonna actually tackle these together. So on Saturday, Mercury moves into Libra, and then on Sunday, Venus moves into Leo. So with Mercury moving into Libra, Mercury moves from its very detail-oriented, like precise sign of Virgo into a sign that is very diplomatic, very justice-oriented, and very concerned with balancing all sides. So this is a great time, astrologically, if you like want to look at legal documents or make a compromise of some sort, something that requires your attention to all perspectives and not just the one that you have been like seeing through with Virgo. The thing is that Mercury in Virgo, although it's very detail oriented and Mercury is always going to change itself up a little bit, Mercury in Virgo can kind of get hyper focused on the small picture, like the teeny little details and like, you know, a one-track mind kind of thing, versus Mercury in Libra, where it will be for the majority of September, is very much focused on seeing every side. Gathering all the information. Libra is also an air sign, so Mercury in Libra means that you're gonna probably feel a bit more sociable, and Libra can be romantic, so this might be a good time to like flirt or like boost up your like romantic chat, if that's what you're into. And yeah, so Mercury in Libra, kind of keywords like diplomacy, justice, romantic or like flirtatious conversations, and then also just generally having more conversations. Mercury in Virgo, I feel, tends to be more interested in thinking or reading or writing. It's not quite as verbal, versus Mercury in Libra is very verbal and interested in expressing itself. So if you want to get out there and talk, this is like your month to do it. And then with Venus moving into Leo, Venus gets a nice break from the cardinal sign mess up. I think I've said this before, but any planet that is currently in a cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. So any planet in your birth chart or moving around the sky currently is getting aspected by the current planets in Capricorn, Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto. So as Venus moves out of Cancer, which is a cardinal sign, into Leo, it gets a little bit of a break. Venus is not going to make any aspects to those planets for a while, so Venus can just enjoy itself. Venus in Leo loves to kind of indulge a little bit and be fun and expressive and creative, kind of harness that like fiery, passionate side. Venus in Leo is also very expressive, kind of like overly romantic, like doing like grand gestures. While Venus is in Leo, this is a time to shower the people in your life with love and not feel foolish about it. Like, just tell them how much you love them, write them love letters, get them grand gifts. Obviously, you should show the people in your life that you care about them all the time, but Venus in Leo, there's an extra like little oomph that makes you want to fully express that love and just be big and bold and unashamed and confident in how you express your love. So, quick recap of this week. Monday, not much happening astrologically. Tuesday, we have a full moon and Mercury trining Pluto. Good day to celebrate, but then also release and let go and figure out what parts of your life you kind of need to like snip off and let die. On Wednesday the 2nd, we have our Sun trine Uranus aspect, and this day is a good day to change things up. If you want to change your hair, change your appearance in some way, change up your personality or identity, just kind of embrace the revolutionary aspect of Uranus. On Thursday, the 3rd of September, we have Mercury trine Saturn. So this is the day to kind of look at your life, look at your obligations, your commitments, your ideas, habits, whatever it is, and figure out how many you can realistically complete without burning yourself out. So this might mean not committing to future projects or scaling back on what you're currently working on, just so that you don't overwhelm yourself by putting too much on your plate. On Friday the 4th, we have Venus square Mars. So this is the day of, do I do what I want to do, what feels right and sparks a passion in me, or do I do what the group wants to do? Do I compromise with others? Do I meet other people halfway? And then on Saturday the 5th, Mercury moves into Libra. This is the time to communicate diplomatically, communicate more in general, be chatty, be flirty, have a good time while you can, because Mercury in Libra is going to square all the planets in Capricorn pretty soon. So during the first part of this transit, enjoy the fun and social butterfly energy of Mercury in Libra before we end up with those icky transitions in a couple weeks. And then finally on Sunday, September 6th, Venus enters Leo. This is a time to be loving and affectionate, smother the people in your life with love, be bold, affectionate, and don't shy back from expressing yourself creatively or romantically or in any other way. Treat yourself, if you will. All right, I'm going to pull a couple of oracle cards now to give us some advice and words of wisdom for the week ahead. So the first card that jumped out is Celebrate Little Things. And I think that this is so beautiful, especially in quarantine, especially when you're staying at home all the time. It's really easy to feel like you are stuck in the same routine and there's nothing big or exciting happening in your life. And so it's easy to kind of get into that all or nothing thinking of everything was great before quarantine and now everything is terrible. In reality, there are so many wonderful little things. For example, if you make it through another day and you are still healthy, that is worth celebrating. If you complete a project, if you read, even for 15 minutes, that's worth celebrating. I don't know if there are a lot of TV shows and music being released right now, but if your favorite artist releases a new album, worth celebrating. I think that this is really important because, again, it's easy to get kind of caught up in the negativity of what's going on in the world right now. And this card is here to remind us that there are so many little things that are worth celebrating and recognizing every single day. So this week, if you want to start a gratitude journal, I highly recommend it. It has absolutely changed my life. I appreciate so much more around me ever since starting a gratitude journal. And this card is basically along the same lines. So celebrate what's around you and feel grateful for the little things. And grab another card. All right, the next card I pulled is take a field trip, which I think is so perfect for this week. I just realized I say that every single time I pull a card. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. This one's kind of fun for this week because this week does have a lot of shifts in energies. And if you can work with those energies and enjoy the transformations that come as Mercury and Venus move into new signs, and we have this release with the full moon, and you kind of allow yourself to go with it, kind of explore and see what's out there. And obviously this doesn't literally have to be a physical field trip, because I know a lot of people cannot travel right now. And even if you can, I don't know if you should be traveling right now. But if you like journal or kind of explore your mind in a safe and legal way, or even just like exploring your city or your neighborhood. I've lived in Portland my entire life, except for the last 4 years when I was at college. But I just moved back and I find myself walking around the city like it's my first time seeing it. And it's just so much fun to kind of get out and explore, or explore your mind by learning or kind of diving in and seeing what's there. There's a lot to learn, and this doesn't need to be an expensive or big field trip. Just kind of breaking up your routine and getting out into the world and learning. I always think of field trips like they're fun because you can take the bus and you get out of the classroom for a day, but it's because you're out of the classroom and you're learning something in a different context. So this card could also mean like instead of sitting in your living room, maybe go and sit at your dining table if you can't leave your house. Or if you can leave your house, maybe find a new park to sit at. Maybe you do the exact same thing you do in your new setting that you would any other day, but you're in a new setting. That makes it different, that makes it fun, that makes it interesting. I think that we're all kind of reaching a point in quarantine, like no matter how much we love our spaces, we want a change. Go and do your same thing, but in a different room, or go outside and do something else. That was kind of rambling. I'm probably gonna edit like half of that out. But basically what I'm trying to say with this is take a field trip and get outside and have a change of scenery and see what that can do for your mind, your well-being, etc. Let's get one more card. The last card I pulled is rest. And with everything going on this week, I joked earlier that this is one of those weeks where there's something going on astrologically almost every single day. There's a lot of shifting energy this week, and while change can often be welcome, it can be really exciting, and especially now when there isn't a lot of change in the world, it can be really easy to latch on to any change because it's new and exciting. And this card is here to remind you that you have to balance that with rest. It's totally okay, and I encourage you to change things up, do new things. I mean, I was just talking about with our last card, take a field trip, get outside and do something different. But make sure that you rest too. Like, you can't be go, go, go all the time. And Mercury interacting with Pluto and Saturn this week is reminding us that we cannot do everything. We cannot overload our plate. Sometimes we just need to like take out a couple of things. Sometimes we can manage everything on our plate, but we have to get rest too. So this card is here to remind you that it's okay to change. It's okay to embody the changes that are happening this week and do everything you want to do as long as you're getting enough rest in there. So make sure you get enough rest this week. Celebrate the little things around you. Show some gratitude. Keep a gratitude journal. And take a field trip. Change up your scenery. See if you can mix things up and see what that does for your well-being. All right, everyone, that is all for your forecast this week. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for leaving a like and a comment and subscribing if you aren't already. I will see you guys next week. Bye.